why should the people listen to you?
Because, unlike some other Robin Hoods, I can speak with an English accent.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 movies and TV shows inspired by ancient legends.
We are the knights who say...
No! Destroy them! Release the Kraken!
For this list, we'll be looking at our favorite adventures on the big and small screens influenced by pre-modern sagas. Dashing feats of daring are described, so consider this your spoiler alert. Which of these myths stirs your 21st century heart? Acclaim your pick in the comments below. Number 10, Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. Robin Hood.
Might I have the pleasure of your name before I have you run through?
Robin of Locksley.
Kevin Costner's run as the proto-Marxist archer still lands a bullseye nearly 3 decades after heroically swinging into theaters. Partly, it's the star-studded cast, including a scene-stealing Alan Rickman, Morgan Freeman, and even an uncredited appearance by the late great Sean Connery. The gory battles, stirring score, and stylish costumes also help. The grittier take on this English fable didn't sit well with all critics, but its charm won the love of the people, just like the old Hood himself.
The sheriff calls us outlaws. But I say we are free. And one free man defending his home is more powerful than 10 hired soldiers.
Plus, there's a horde of anachronistic screaming Celts, bawdy highwaymen, and one very creepy witch. Even if this swashbuckler wasn't your favorite, remember, without it, we might not have ever gotten the delightful Mel Brooks parody, Robin Hood Men in Tights.
And why should the people listen to you?
Because, unlike some other Robin Hoods, I can speak with an English accent.
Number 9, O Brother, Where Art Thou? The Odyssey. Yes, this may be a rather loose adaptation of Homer's The Odyssey, but it's still a delightful take on an ancient tale. Where Homer's epic poem told the story of Odysseus' return home from the Trojan War, the Coen brothers' crime comedy drama follows George Clooney's Ulysses as he escapes a chain gang.
I have no name.
Well, that right there may be the reason you've had difficulty finding gainful employment. You see, in the mart of competitive commerce...
You seek a great fortune.
Like Odysseus, Ulysses Everett McGill encounters a blind prophet as well as seductive sirens.
How to do, ladies? Name of Pete.
Go to sleep, you little baby.
He also faces off against a Cyclops of sorts.
That's why I invited y'all out here for this advanced tutorial.
What's going on, big man?
It's all about the money, boys!
Both stories end with our hero overcoming rivals to reunite with his wife. There are other truer adaptations of the legend, such as 1954's Ulysses and the 1997 miniseries The Odyssey, but we'd argue that O Brother, Where Art Thou? Is the most fun.
I am a man of constant sorrow. I've seen trouble all my day.
Number 8, Hercules, Hercules.
Till I find my hero's welcome right where I belong.
Back in the day, this demigod was the biggest and baddest of them all. Disney's take on the tale is definitely more kid-friendly than the original.
Who was the gladiator?
Hercules! Considering how messed up the classic rendition was, we think this is a big plus. For instance, instead of battling his traditional nemesis Hera, this time our hunky hero faces off against the Lord of the Underworld. What this flick lacks in mythological fidelity, it more than makes up for with catchy song numbers, beautiful animation, and a star-studded crew of voice actors. While the live-action 2014 version perfectly cast Dwayne Johnson as the totally toned toga wearer,
Soldiers of Thrace, you followed me in battle. Follow me now.
Danny DeVito as Phil and James Woods as the hot-headed Hades crack us up every time.
Oh, Hades, you finally made it. How are things in the underworld?
Well, they're just fine. You know, a little dark, a little gloomy, and as always, hey, full of dead people. What are you gonna do?
Number 7, Jason and the Argonauts. Jason and the Golden Fleece.
I have waited for you for 20 years.
And in that 20 years, Pelias has turned my kingdom from the pride of Greece to a savage, evil land.
Billed as a colossus of adventure on the original theatrical poster, this feature definitely lives up to the hype. The story follows Jason, the rightful king of Thessaly, as he quests for the Golden Fleece. long before you could just stroll into an Old Navy. On the way, our hero battles sneaky usurpers, angry seas, and hordes of monsters. To help out, our lead recruits a literal boatload of heroes, including Hercules himself.
Tell me which champion you want me to beat.
No one. I know you can beat us all.
Good thing, too, as the rogues gallery includes skeleton soldiers, harpies, and even a hydra. All memorably brought to life by the king of clay, Ray Harryhausen. Sure, the movie is a little dated, but its undeniable charm still warms our hearts better than any woolly jacket ever could.
Get back!
Number 6, The First King, Birth of an Empire, Romulus and Remus. After being swept away by a flash flood, two brothers face off against sadistic slavers, a murderous band of runaways, and finally, each other. You've never seen the story of Romulus, the founder of Rome, and his brother Remus quite so vividly rendered. This recent Italian historical drama is an underappreciated gem featuring well-developed characters, visceral fights, and a smart but spare script. The use of an archaic form of Latin for the dialogue further adds to the sense of realness. These siblings pull no punches, and the filmmakers don't either. We're very excited to see what director Matteo Ravere does with other tales from the past in the future. Number 5, Monty Python and the Holy Grail. The Quest for the Holy Grail.
I fart in your general direction. Your mother was a hamster, and your father smelt of elderberries.
Few fables are as retold as often as those of King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table. Of these many adaptations, none is funnier than this version by Britain's favorite comedy troupe.
We are the knights who say... Ni!
No, not the knights who say ni.
The same!
Ostensibly following the mythic monarch and his retainers on a quest for the world's most famous cup, this film is about the journey and not the destination, much like life.
Look! Just a flesh wound. Look, stop that! Chicken!
There are loads of memorable bits, from a knight who doesn't know when to quit to a very scary rabbit.
Where? There! What, behind the rabbit?
It is the rabbit.
Despite a limited budget, these comedic giants succeeded in crafting something both amusing and absurd. Their timeless wit continues to crack up audiences almost a half-century after they first pretended to ride horses onto the silver screen. Number 4, Dragon Ball, Journey to the West.
Now the boy, known as Goku, is on his own and has become the sole guardian of his grandfather's most mystical possession, his Dragon Ball.
This beloved Japanese franchise was actually inspired by a Chinese novel from the 1500s called Journey to the West, which was in turn based on the adventures of a wandering monk. One of the book's characters, Sun Wukong, the Monkey King, was the model for Son Goku, which is the Japanese version of the name. From his unmatched strength to his kryptonite tail, Goku owes much to his simian forebearer. Even our favorite fighter's supernatural origin bears some resemblance to the prime primate's birth, albeit with a pinch of Superman added for good measure. From archaic text to comic book to cartoon to global phenomenon, the original series not only has the epic fights of later installments, but also solid character development, world building, and humor. Number 3, The Clash of the Titans. Perseus.
I demand justice!
Justice or revenge?
This sword and sandal classic incorporates a number of Greek myths, most notably those surrounding the half-man, half-god Perseus. We follow the hero's journey from birth to triumph as he battles claymation monsters like Medusa, Calibos, and the non-Greek but nonetheless unforgettable Kraken. Equally indelible are the mechanical owl Bubo and the winged horse Pegasus, who both provide crucial assists. This film's energetic cast, creative script, and magical special effects brought all these ancient wonders to life in a time before CGI. The 2010 version reimagines the story on a grander cinematic scale, yet it doesn't quite worm its way into our hearts like the original did. though Liam Neeson crying "Release the Kraken" still gives us the chills.
Release the Kraken!
Number 2. Black Orpheus, Orpheus and Eurydice. French director Marcel Camus' romantic comedy Black Orpheus reimagines the Greek legend of Orpheus and Eurydice against the backdrop of Carnival in Rio de Janeiro. In the original myth, Orpheus descends to the underworld to rescue his dead love, Eurydice. He draws out Hades with music from his lyre. Music also plays a key role in Black Orpheus, thanks to a killer soundtrack that introduced bossa nova to the world. Inspired and bewitching, it's an adaptation that captures the passion and tragedy of the original tale, while also making the story feel completely new. Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions. The Sword and the Stone. Before becoming King Arthur, he was just an orphan called Wart.
Watch it, boy! Better leave it alone!
Look, he's got to have a sword!
The Trojan Women. A tragedy by Greek playwright Euripides is adapted into this powerful film.
10 years. 10 times the seed was sown before Troy fell, perished beneath Greek spears.
Mulan. Way back in the 6th century, bards already sang of this heroine's courage.
Citizens, I bring a proclamation from the Imperial City. The Huns have invaded China. By order of the Emperor, one man from every family must serve in the Imperial Army.
The 10 Commandments. From a basket baby to splitting the sea, Charlton Heston vividly brings Moses to life.
Behold his mighty hand!
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. Excalibur, King Arthur. The legend of King Arthur has been adapted many times, even in musical form.
And there's a legal limit to the snow here in Camelot.
But none quite evokes the epic nature of the tale like John Boorman's underrated 1981 medieval fantasy film. Featuring an incredible cast of British thespians, including Nigel Terry, Nicole Williamson, and Helen Mirren, it's perhaps the most ambitious adaptation of the story surrounding this legendary leader and his Knights of the Round Table.
I need you now, more than ever.
No. This is the moment that you must face at last, to be king alone.
It also served as a significant stepping stone for now famous actors such as Liam Neeson, Gabriel Byrne, and Patrick Stewart.
You dare accuse the Queen, Gawain?
I do!
Yes, it's sometimes a messy film, groaning under the weight of its own grandeur and gravitas. But it's also an engaging and satisfying adaptation that crams in much of the original myth.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.